Hello, everyone. Welcome to Millie TV. Hello to my guests, Elmira Saki and Too Raw Too Real. This is our call to action conversation tonight. We don't have Zach. Maybe they could join and Double D Mother. They have a lot of other stuff going on, and we understand. But I wanted to come to you to have this conversation. I always want to keep in touch during this critical time of the year. Um, and see if you all have any questions. Listen to Too Raw Too Real because he is our political enthusiast. Elle is just on top of everything. She has the most intelligent, it just questions. She has questions out the wazoo, and I am just here because I have questions, and I need everybody to be aware. This is so important. So welcome everyone, chat
Hello,
and
hello,
my
hello,
guest.
hello.
How are you all doing?
Child, I'm tired. This
Me
little
too.
this little road to election, baby, is wearing
Oh,
me thin.
It's
You would think that my name is Kamala.
it's
look, what
tough.
we got
It's rough.
48 days left? 48,
48,
49, I
48
baby.
believe.
days. 48 days,
Look,
and people really need to check their registration like
Ugh.
every other day. If you don't need to check it every day, just definitely check it every other day.
No,
look,
please
they
check
are
it. I've been
purging
registered to
people out the
vote
voter
since
rolls. Y'all need to be on that.
2008. I
Yes.
just voted in a local election, and when I checked my registration, I was not registered to vote. I had to
Are you serious?
re-register.
What state are
Yes.
you in again, Georgia?
I'm in New Jersey, but they're playing games. They did it to me. They messed up my mother's voter registration. I won't embarrass her and tell y'all how long she's been voting, but she was voting for a very long time. And then even when they got her registration together, her paperwork says that she's only been registered since 2017.
Oh my gosh.
Impossible.
That
So
is insane. Yeah,
please
y'all
check.
check on that. Please check.
Look,
We haven't had a conversation in a while. We've had a DNC, we've had a debate, we've
Mm,
had some assassination attempts. We've had a
mm.
lot of things to happen. A lot of things to happen. We've had tours. We've had a lot of things to happen. So I want to check in with Too Raw Too Real about the DNC. How was that? Because it seemed
look,
electric.
the DNC was amazing. I even have look. It's funny that you talk about it. And this, I got my creators for Kamala. One thing I can say is a lot of people think that we were paid to be there. Child, we had to come out of pocket, or if you had an ability to get a sponsorship, like I did, and like a lot of my mutuals did, we were able to get reimbursed for the trip, and we just
Oh,
had to
good.
do some other things on the side. But
But
yeah,
that's
we were
so
not
hefty.
paid. The carpet was not rolled out to us, even though we did have our own blue carpet. I'll at
Oh,
least
God,
give us
nice.
that. They were able to allow us to, I don't know if you guys see my content of me interviewing elected officials. I got to
Mm-hmm.
interview one of my favorite congresswomen. I got to interview Lauren Underwood. I got to
Awesome.
interview Governor Andy Beshear. I got to interview Kathy Hochul. I got to meet with LaFonza Butler. I didn't get a chance to interview with her, but I think Zach and Brian were able to. But it
Okay.
was just awesome being able to, talk to these elected officials, ask them real questions, especially questions that a lot of voters are feeling when it comes to why should they vote? Does their vote actually matter? Why do we need to support
Yeah.
Kamala Harris? Is she the perfect
Hmm.
person to prosecute the case against Donald Trump? And we saw with the debate that she has proven that she knows how
Oh
to
my
handle herself
God.
against the two-time impeached, 34 convicted felon.
Feeling,
So,
yes,
No, it's
yes,
you do have to quote her, right? It's this former
former
president.
president.
yes, 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 former, yes. So the room seemed to be electric. It seemed like, I mean, the speeches were great. Were you all able to be right in
Look,
there?
some of them were like a lot of content creators were able to see the entire DNC from start to finish. I was working. When I tell you
Okay.
I was working that blue carpet, I was trying to get my interviews in. I was trying to get content. I was trying to ask the questions. I was trying to get a good content to cover the DNC, but it was very hard to be able to watch everything. I think the delegates probably had more time than we did, or
Okay.
people that were
Mhm.
coming in as just standard audience, but we were just like the media. We were working. We were in work mode. And
Oh
I
wow.
feel that we were able to give a better breakdown on what happened that night versus, legacy media because they have
Yeah.
their
Okay.
own narratives they got to spin. We're not spinning anything. We're just telling the people what it is, how we
Yeah.
see it. And I think that's where we got a lot of pushback from them.
Hmm.
I don't know if y'all saw the beef between creators and what was going on with legacy
No,
media, but they didn't put
that
out
was a
several
beef.
articles talking trash about us because we had a
No.
creator lounge.
Oh,
When
yes.
and here's the thing that a lot of people didn't know. We were only gifted 50 seats, which weren't really 50 seats to be honest.
Okay.
But Legacy Media had like thousands of seats, and there was like 200 creators, but only 50 seats to sit in.
Oh
Most of the
wow.
time, we spent either on the blue carpet creating content or on the floor, just standing the
Okay.
entire time. And imagine doing that for 6 hours straight.
So
For 3 days straight.
what was the biggest thing, like if you had to pick something from the DNC that you could, like what was your big moment at the
My
DNC?
biggest moment, Lord God, I don't know. This is hard because there was so many highlight moments for me.
Mhm.
My biggest highlight moment, well, the one that resonated more with me is when Jasmine Crockett came out and she gave her speech on Kamala Harris and how when she first was elected, she felt out of place. And she's like, "Oh, should I be here? Am I worthy to be in this
Mhm.
space? Like there's so much that's going on and so much chaos. Like, am I coming at the right time? Am I going to be able to deliver for the people who put me in office? Because
Yeah.
we're living in a dysfunctional Congress. I mean, the 118th Congressional Congress is the least effective Congress that we've ever had. They've passed no bills. They haven't really done
Yeah.
anything. They haven't done
Mhm.
anything for us. So when people are sitting here wondering, like, well, what's going on in Washington? Why aren't they delivering for the people? It's Republicans. Republicans control the House. Maybe if we actually got back in control of the House, we'd be able to pass bills. Remember when Joe Biden first got elected and we gave him a Congress that actually worked and we were able
Yes.
to pass the American
Yes.
Rescue and the Inflation Reduction Act, the infrastructure bill. I mean, we were doing the thing, were we not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the problem is we're dealing with a dysfunctional Congress that is Republican controlled. But
And
back
it's
to my
always
point.
dysfunctional. That's how we're always sitting here on the deadline of
Mhm.
government shutdowns and all of these things.
Yes.
And that's
We
not
don't
to say
switch
that government
speakers and the
shutdowns
speaker didn't
don't
even be in.
happen when we're not in control, but they tend to happen a lot more frequently. The thing that becomes the tiebreaker or the point of contention is always something ridiculous. You know what I
Right.
mean? And that's the part that we're at now. And I think you can look at it like it's kind of bad that all of these things are happening during election season because people
Mhm.
don't understand politics and political conversations, and so they can't break that down, and so you're left with just the optics, right? But the
Yeah.
other side of that coin, if you decide to flip it over, is this how you want your government ran?
I
Every
think
time there is a new bill up for funding and we've got to reapprove stuff. Do you want to be facing another government shutdown? We were all there the last time the government shut down for an extended period of time. TSA workers were working without jobs. Me
I
personally,
know.
I was working in the airport at that time. So
Oh
I
God.
was really boots on the ground on what it looks
Really.
like to have your TSA agents who have to be at work whilst not receiving a check. It's not
Mm.
cute.
Oh my goodness.
And that's
And
only one space. So it to me, it tells you like, listen, this is clear cut right now. What type of government do you want to see for the next 4 years?
And the biggest slap in the face is the fact that even though other government employees are not getting paid, Congress
yeah.
is.
All the
That is
time.
always the case.
That
Like,
never
It
stops.
just,
That never
oh my
stops.
God.
I think let me we talked about the DNC. Let's move on to the debate because I thought that that was such an amazing moment. And even after that, what really baffled me were people were still saying, I don't understand her policies. I don't know what she's talking about. And I was like, did you watch it or did you have it on mute and just look at it? Because she
They
couldn't have
didn't watch
been
it.
more clear.
understand politics. Like again, we are talking about this election. Half the people that you're talking to are either kids of Reaganomics or kids of No Child Left Behind, right? That's just a
Oh
that's
God.
just a fact. We won't go down the rabbit hole with them being two Republican presidents and all of that.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll
Mhm.
leave that for a
Yeah.
different day. Critical listening skills got
Yes.
lost in
Yes.
cutting all of that. People do not know how to listen to the news and process what they hear. The average person is like, I think they said.
No, I think for me, I think for me is like, and it okay, when I make a post about something, just like If I say something about Kamala says she did this, then the third, or whatever, and it's obvious, like it's the truth, and then someone comes and says, "Well, she went to war, she did this, and da 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 da," and I'm like, okay, he has desecrated a flag, crickets.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is not even political.
But I have a
Like
question. When you're talking to these people, right? And
I really don't talk to them.
okay, let's just say, as far as the debate goes, when you have these conversations with real life
Mhm.
people, what's their
Mhm.
reaction on the debate versus what you're seeing on the internet?
Their reaction on the debate is that she did not say anything. She stood up there and
Like
she didn't
real
say
life people,
anything.
not online.
Oh, real life
No, real life
people.
people for me are like, wow, that like
Oh,
Hey,
that's what she
this is the
meant.
part that I want y'all to
yeah,
understand. The
yeah.
internet isn't real life. Half the time when you're seeing people online, dude, they're getting the information or they're getting small snippets or clips
Mhm.
from
Mhm.
Shade Room or what they saw
Mhm.
online, this, that, and the other. They're seeing things from an echo chamber. They're not seeing it for the full picture. They didn't watch the full debate. Most of the people that
Right.
you're talking to either aren't engaged, don't plan to get engaged, don't plan on voting, and looking for any excuse to stay their ass at home and lay on the couch. That's what it
Now,
is.
as far as real people,
Real people
there
go
have
like,
there have been some who has said, okay, I can see where this goes. Like he's just blumbering, just making up stuff about dogs and cats, where she was, she was stating facts. And they talked about, like people at work, they talked about him being fact checked and
mhm.
her being fact checked. So they was like, well, he wasn't right on a lot of things. He's
She
not
lied
right on
33 times.
anything. Oh my
But to
God.
me, all of that, I think where I'm at personally inside of this whole election, 48 days out, I'm at a point now where I don't care about policy. I'm like, hello, big red truck. Do you see what they is going on? Them pages in Lebanon is going off like this is a remake of Samuel
Yes.
L. Jackson's Kingsman. Okay. And that is no, I know that was kind of funny because I'm funny, but that's no disrespect to those people lost. What I'm saying is, if you think that stuff like that only happens over there, you're sadly
You
mistaken.
you're
If
sadly
you
mistaken.
think that when he says Haitian people, he's only talking about Haitians specifically, if you think that he can differentiate whilst looking at a person of color, whether or not that person is Haitian, Dominican, or African American, you're sadly mistaken. We are at a point now where we have to be really real about the type of America we want to live in, not just for the next 4 years going forward. That man said he wasn't leaving office, and he tried to clean it up with his little political rhetoric to say that, like, oh, I'm only like, I can't run again. So it was like, oh, you
Right.
won't have to vote for me. That's not what you said. That's not what you said. You
He said,
said,
"We
don't vote
only have
again,
to do
like
this
Rich
one more
Lowry said the
time.
N
One
word.
more time. And what does that mean? Because when I heard that, I was like, what is he
We
talking
only have
about?
to do this one more time, and it's
Christians,
over.
Christians,
We
I
got
love you,
it."
Christians. If you vote for
And
me,
then
you'll
he
never have
said,
to vote again.
and then
That's what
he
it said.
said, and then he said, I don't care. I'm not a Christian. I just want your vote. Like those were his exact
I
words.
mean,
He
this
But
also
man
just
ain't
like
said that
even
women,
reggaeton
hiding
artist
his
was a
agenda
woman.
anymore.
This
like
man doesn't know anything.
Janet J said, he incited a violent insurrection to overthrow the government. He incited with faults what JD Vance had made up. The whole people that in Springfield, the Haitian community is going through a lot right now. Like he
Community, there are
incites.
17 public schools in Springfield, Ohio. Each one of those 17 schools now have 36 police officers on guard who man those schools. I'm not going to do the math for you, okay? But also, now that goes back to tax dollars. When we talk about tax
Yeah,
dollars, why is that important? Because his economic plan was that he was going to put tariffs on nations that we import from. And if you think for 1 second that they are just going to eat those tariffs and not up the price on us,
hmm but
so
what I'm
now we
saying
are paying
is, but what
this
I'm
to
saying is,
protect
this is
their
like
lives.
this is the second thing he's incited. A whole long situation on January the 6th. Then you get
January
up here.
6th, the incitement on that, the incitement of hate against Asians due to coronavirus, now Haitians. I mean,
Y'all
but also,
Haitians.
but no, let's take it back.
Mhm.
Before 2020, before the
The
2020
Mexicans
election
sitting
day,
in the toilet.
he was inciting violence against peaceful protesters during the George Floyd protests.
Yes,
We were getting
Mhm.
shot
yes.
with rubber bullets and gas. Talking about
For
when they
no
loot, we
reason.
shoot. Is that not what he said?
Yeah, that's
That is
exactly
what he
what it
said. Go
said.
back
That's
further when
exactly
he
what it
was
said.
running, when he said that the Mexicans were very fine people. Some of them clean his toilets. That is a direct quote.
Oh my
That's a direct
God.
He
quote.
called Mexicans murderers and rapists, and they're coming
Yes, he
around. I
did.
mean, like, this man has incited so many violence against minorities, and for any minority to support that, you think because I hate certain mentalities in certain sectors of minority communities because they believe that they can scapegoat other communities. That while they're so busy worried about the LGBT and
Mhm.
Latinos and immigrants,
Mhm.
they're going to be too busy worried about our black asses. But the actuality is they can walk and chew bubblegum at the same damn time.
Yeah.
The actuality is this is what they're concerned about the most. Respectfully, who you choose to give your hearts and your parts to is secondary to them.
That
They
makes
don't look at you, Kenny, and see, oh, he might
that's
be a
somebody else's
homosexual. He look
business.
at you and they see an N word.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
And,
Period.
but that's what's so crazy. It's ludicrous now because people are using the N word on national television.
And then
That
looking
is
you in your face and saying that they
insane.
didn't say it.
Oh no,
But this this woman
sir,
was also
you
from
said
blackface.
that.
So
You said that word. You knew it was wrong, but you said it. You've been saying it,
he
and
said
that's
it.
why I
He
can't.
said it so smooth too. I said, "Oh my
So
god!"
smooth. Because you
it
haven't
rolled
really
out. I
said,
said, Uncle,
I'm like,
wait,
"Oh," he said it like he took a shot of liquor. I said, "Mm."
that
and then it
baby
just
said,
rolled out
them
of his
niggers know how to
mouth.
make that moonshine, don't they?
I was like, oh my God. And I was like, there's no way you can just say that he did not say that. He had the NIGG all the way out there.
ER heavy on the ER.
He didn't even say nigga. I mean, Haitians. He said the whole
He said it.
word.
And I
Like
was
these
like,
people, this
okay,
is what they
now
think about us.
this is what they all think about us. And it's the people. I mean, I know people like the people that are for Trump. Those people, I know that they're not
They're
talking about
lost. We're not
anything.
worried
Yeah,
about them. We're
they're
worried
totally
about
lost. We
people
can't worry
who
about them.
are teetering on
On
No.
the
the
edge,
fence.
thinking
Yeah.
that, oh, things were
But
so
let
much
me
better under Donald Trump. When,
Mm-mm.
where, what
How?
reality you living in?
let me run this by you guys though. So I'm in New Jersey, home
Hmm.
of one of the largest ports in the US. You're very welcome, all of you guys. Uh my father is a longshoreman at that port, and there's a possibility that the Port of New Jersey might go on strike before the US election. Okay.
Mm.
That is a big deal for some of you who don't know, because that means for us, we will disrupt your holiday packages, your the parts delivered to the factory for the holiday packages, your cars on ships, your cars if you're shipping them overseas, car parts. Basically, we keep the world running. Okay.
Right.
While all of this is happening, they're in negotiation because the CEO of said company gave himself a $4 billion raise. He
Mm.
took that
What?
billion with a B, and he split that up amongst family, workers, all of that. So people got bonuses and stuff. They are now in a legal or in a battle and a stalemate over, wage increases and the fact that these companies want to bring in robots, right? And there are human beings that are still doing this job. And of course, they're saying absolutely not. Um, the main part, without giving too much, that they're hung up on is that they're like, hey, yo, we'll give you what you want, but we want to have the right to write up your workers if there is an infringement or all of that. And we all know that, because if all of these people get write-ups, then we can justify firing you, and then we can bring in the robots
Oh
that
my
we want to
gosh.
bring in anyway. I say all of that to tell you guys this is a big deal inside of this election. If the Port of New Jersey goes on strike
Hmm.
before this election, we will be working 30 times harder than what, like, literally it will be bring 20 people to the poll with you, because this union is huge. We are talking about the goods for half of the East Coast into the Midwest. Like,
Wow.
But here's the thing that people have to understand when they're saying
That
that they're
is
coming in and
crazy.
taking our jobs and this, that, and the other. Do they not know that most of our jobs are going to be replaced by AI and technology? It's
Right.
not people that is a problem. We're
at all.
competing with technology
Every day.
every day.
Amazon
Every
stores is
day.
trying to do the I think
I
it's
I am now. I
California that
am
has
now.
the personal
I
store.
am. I'm currently a cashier and bagger when I go to the grocery store, and I
Absolutely,
don't
everybody.
get a 10.99 for that.
I don't even order my food at McDonald's anymore. If you ever walk in, there's this little kiosk. You go in and you pay,
Yes,
and
and
then
order
your
your
food
They
just
are
food.
comes
getting
ready.
rid of that though. It didn't test well.
That's
They
good.
are
They need
getting rid of
to.
Oh,
that.
okay. Well, there's that.
McDonald's specifically, their AI ordering component did not work. It will be rolled out, like you won't see it in stores, and you won't hear them on the drive-through intercom um as much. And but then there's also the other side. So for example, when James Earl Jones passed away, he gave his likeness over to AI.
Yes, his voice, so it will live on forever.
That's
I
Yeah,
thought
crazy.
but
that
what
was
does that
Scary to me.
mean?
I'm
What
sorry.
that means that you can have James Earl. This is what they were fighting for in SAG, though. That means James Earl Jones can do commercials. That man could
yes,
be on an Old Spice commercial.
forever, forever. Um,
Yes,
wait a minute, who is this? Is this Janet?
Janet J.
Republicans voted against women having access to IVF treatments, and I just don't understand. This is my thing. I don't understand how women, black, white, that are not sure about what they're doing, I don't understand how you don't hear us or hear them when they say your autonomy is on the line.
I
Like
don't understand
I don't
what
telling
you
think
walk.
people.
that
I
it's
don't
not.
have a PP.
It's
I
not
couldn't tell
women of
Kenny what to do
color.
with his.
It's white women that's the issue there.
Ah,
But the reason why you see certain women willing to give away their autonomy is because, to just be honest, they're the ones who's raising the future white supremacists. They
Yes,
will rather have their sons have all of it and their daughters have none of it.
mm,
because they're also
wow,
raising their women, their daughters,
In
to
servitude.
find the other
hmm,
half of that, the other well taken care of person. So I don't need you to have certain things. I need you to be able to cook and clean. I'm Bam
yeah.
style and wash everything so you could get that man
I
his
mean, but
pennies.
who wants to subject their life to servitude? I mean, my God,
Oh
you
my
have to have
Jen
Jesus.
more
Affleck.
value upon yourself than just standing in the back row position for a man. Come on now.
Jen Affleck.
Yeah.
It's
Without,
a
so
much
what
people that's
happens when your husband either passes away or incarcerated? Then who are you without your husband? Where's your identity?
Exactly.
Where's
Exactly.
your value?
Like they literally wanted to be like the cleavers and stuff like that. Like we and then we as black women are fighting every day to have a position, to have a voice, to be, we're working harder than they work, just to be in the same place. And now
but
you just want to tell me what to do with my body. It's ridiculous.
the conversation with white women to pull them over to the voting side is always hard, right? Because
Hmm.
they've innately got to experience a luxury that we historically have not
Haven't.
had. And
No.
every time that it happens, the government is there to try and break it up. You see the influence of the black man in the household. And so then we start putting the black man on the selling block. We start lynching them publicly, right? Like we break them up. We start coming into the shacks that they're in and taking advantage of their wives in front of them to let you know that they're powerless, right? Black women
Right.
have always been in a position where we have had to serve double duty, right? Regardless
Right.
of whether or not we have a strong male in the household. White women historically and systematically, for the most part, don't understand life like that. So when you're talking not just coming over for the vote, you're also talking about, for the most part, splitting their household.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
a big thing. So when you relate to white women, you have to, in my experience, relate to them on issues that they care about. This IVF is a big
That's a
deal.
big
White
issue.
women scale higher in the usage of IVF, some of it because of social and economical standards, and some of
Hmm.
it just because y'all know how science work, and I will leave that there. However,
Always.
they
Always.
are the biggest users, beneficiaries of IVF. That's big for them. Education is big for them. You have to talk to them on that level, because to talk to them at a can't you see what the world, they don't understand. They don't understand. And that's a
They
generalization,
don't.
but most of them are taken care of. They don't have to worry about half the things that we have to worry about as black people and then as black women.
And they, I don't know. I guess I'm from Mississippi, so I really have it. I really think about stuff like that. So I have to remind myself about where I am and the places I'm in around people and how I say things because a lot of things are offensive to me. Somebody came on my post. I made a post about Kamala, and it was her speech. It was one part of her speech. I think it when we thought she said the MF word or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman was like, sounds like someone who needs to be on the plantation to me.
I mean, that is the goal, isn't it?
I
Is
was
that
like,
not what Donald Trump said that he wanted
that's
to do like
exact.
4 days
And
ago?
and when she said it, and I really thought about it, I was like, I understand as far as where I come from, that is devastating. But me personally, I don't know anything about that. But I see this, you feel like this really hurts me, right?
That's
This
the
is what you feel like you feel like this really hurts me. Like I don't know what that's like. I've never lived on a plantation. So ma'am, I don't know who you're talking to. I mean, I'm sorry, but the fact that they use things like that and just really think that they hurt us, and when I told her to go on and get, that really made her mad.
Because you didn't give her the reaction that she wanted. I think the
No, I
problem is
didn't.
the part that really pisses them off is when they can't get the reaction out of us that they expect. When we
Yeah.
do something completely different.
Yeah. I'm like, girl,
And
I don't
that's
know
what
what you're
they
talking
try to
about.
do with Vice President Kamala Harris. You had, Sarah Huckabee. Well, I call her Huckleberry Hound. Child, that's what
Oh,
she
I
looks
know what
like.
you're about to say. Because somebody just ripped her tail apart for that one.
I
Somebody
mean,
needs to
my God. I mean,
go ahead, please.
she's just bad all around. Bad built, bad bags up under her eyes. I mean, we're just gonna keep going over and over and over again. But if I start speaking unsubstantively like she does, then all of
Yeah.
a sudden I'm the monster. But yet she wants to come for women, and Kamala Harris not being, a mother of her own biological children, even though
Right.
she has a blended family and she is a stepmother. I mean, Kamala Harris is very much mother. She's very much auntie.
She's
But
Yeah.
mama.
even Sarah
Let Drew
Huckabee,
tell it.
she said that her
Mama.
children humble her. But the thing that is interesting to me about this is the fact that her child called her ugly. She said, "One day you'll be pretty."
Shrek.
Ooh.
I know her daughter is literally on her knees every night praying to the Lord that that face isn't hereditary, that that neck is not hereditary.
Oh my
But
God.
when you start trying to pick at Kamala Harris because you can't pick at her based off of policy, you can't pick out her on
Right.
substance, you feel that
Right.
you have to find the most unsubstantive argument to attack her.
Mm-hmm.
But Kamala Harris
And
isn't
Just
going
it
to
like
give
you
her
know,
the time and day because she's not worth it.
no, you're not worth it. And that's how the debate was. Like the debate was laughable. Like when he said something, he was saying something so ridiculous, and she just started laughing. Was it about the cats and dogs? And she
He's,
started laughing.
she
Is
laughed
that
at
when she
him
was
for
laughing?
everything.
And
I
I was
laughed when
like,
that man said, I have concepts of a plan.
yeah, concepts of a
they don't
plan.
have plans.
And
They
then
have no substance.
I was like, I know he's pissed because it is laughable. And it's like he gave absolutely nothing. Like absolutely nothing. And we are here on this, we're here doing this right here, trying to get people to understand what's going on, what's out there. Answer any questions that are possible that you need answered before you go and vote. Because it's so important. Like I don't know if people really get it. A lot of people don't get it.
They
I
don't get
feel
it.
like
And
a
to put
lot of
things
people
in
like
perspective, go ahead.
where America is, we like to wait until the precipice to actually make real change. We wait till the last minute to do something or when it's too late. Especially like 2016. I remember Hillary warned us that 3 Supreme Court justices would probably be picked. And guess what happened? And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
guess what happened? We lost the
Mm-hmm.
women's reproductive rights. We lost affirmative action. And they
Yeah.
continue to strip away. They took away student loan debt forgiveness. How in the hell?
That is
They told
crazy.
us that Clarence Thomas was just as dirty as we already knew he was, and then absolutely nothing happened. Please, I never want
Nothing.
to forget that.
No
Um,
accountability whatsoever.
Carol,
No,
let me say this. Carol, there will not be another debate. Trump said he would not debate her.
He said he don't want
So
another
that
ass whooping.
yeah, he don't so he's no. The answer is no, ma'am.
And
We're
then
not going to
so,
get another one.
there
mm-mm.
will be no other debate. I do want to touch on this though. With the second alleged assassination attempt, was something that I found very, very interesting. Past the obvious stage scandalous nature of it all, is that this gentleman was a former Trump supporter. And
Hmm.
by his own words, he was there because he was tired of Trump. He did it once. He saw where it went. He felt like there were promises left unreaped upon, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was there because he was upset with this man that he voted with. And that's something that we don't see mainstream media pushing a lot, right? We don't see mainstream media saying that this unhinged former Trump supporter allegedly tried to take Trump out. Now, I think it was set up, and that's
A
all I have
hundred
to say on
percent.
that.
100%.
I will
A
just say
hundred
this
percent.
because I don't necessarily, I ain't got all the facts, but I'll just say this because I don't live on the realm of conspiracy, but I do see what y'all are talking about. I'm
No,
watching.
those are facts. That was not conspiracy. That was 100%
That
fact.
was a hundred
Yeah.
percent fact.
Yes, yes,
What you
it
said.
was
Yeah.
reported on mainstream media, but it was not pushed. What I just said was not conspiracy.
But I'm just saying, as far as I don't necessarily know if it was staged or not. I'm just saying
Oh,
that.
that part, yeah,
That
yeah.
part. I'm just saying I don't know
Okay.
if it
Yeah,
was
that
staged or not.
part.
That's the part I'm talking about. The nothing you said. I'm just saying the whole stage part. I don't
Okay.
know, but I do know this. Violence begets violence, right? And this man has
Mm-hmm.
been speaking in a violent rhetoric for the last 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it has gone unchecked. And the media continues to give him kudos and cookies and continue to report and give this man a platform where he's able to spew this prejudice. The problem is when you deal with hate you cannot control. Hate is
No.
something that it's you don't know what's going to happen with that, and when you tap into that unchecked power, it's unpredictable. And
Yeah.
Donald
Yeah,
Trump
just
doesn't
like
know what he did when he opened up this Pandora's box when it comes to unpredictability and hatred. You don't know
yes.
where that bottles up and where that can actually be, where that can be targeted to. And unfortunately, you become the target of your own hatred, your own rhetoric.
Yes.
If you're
Just
talking
like
about when they loot, they shoot, and then you're getting shot at, what's happening with you? When you're talking about Haitians are eating cats and dogs, and you think that there won't be any repercussions to those actions,
yes. That
what
is
makes you think
insane.
you live and die by your words? They said that what does it say in the Bible about death is in the power of the
The power of
tongue?
the tongue. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
When
Trump,
you get
And
when
then
you
you
get
are
like and
literally
then
the
the
signing your
hatred
initiation
own
of
death
karma
certificate.
tatted on your back, and then you get your bail denied,
and
you
then
cannot
my whole
mess with
and then my
energy
whole
like
thing
that.
like with the Taylor Swift situation. You put out on the internet that you want to be a president for the people, but you
Mm-hmm.
put out that you hate Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Swiftie, but I just don't think that's presidential.
It's
Well, that
not.
karma was
If you're
very
for the
swift.
people, yeah, that car.
Listen, if that tan suit that Mr. Obama wore that day in what 2011
Yeah,
was that big of a deal,
yeah,
he's 64 counts as a big deal.
yep,
These lies are a big deal. And that's what, for me, right, as a political lover, I remember going with my mom to vote for Bill Clinton's second term, baby. I like politics, okay? For somebody to see that, to see how big of a deal it was when allegedly Jeb Bush found them votes over in Florida for George Bush, and Al Gore lost that race. Right?
yeah.
We're talking about Mr. Dean, who lost, was the projected winner for presidency and lost it because his voice cracked on a mic at a rally.
Oh my
We got
God.
Arizona, we got Pennsylvania. Woo! He tanked in the polls. We're talking politics. For us to even be talking about Trump a second term on some levels
It's
really does blow my mind, because I am
it's
like,
insane. It's
hello?
really insane. It's insane.
I
It's
think it's because we
insane.
sensationalize celebrity. And I think that's where the issue lies. A lot of people want entertainment when it comes to our politics, but look, if you want entertainment, go watch Love and Hip Hop. Okay,
Go
don't
watch
don't
More
don't
Right.
Stuff.
play Russian roulette with my rights. Okay, this isn't Real Housewives. This ain't none of that shit. I don't. Well,
Yeah.
this isn't Potomac. I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to play Russian roulette with my rights. If you want entertainment, go online, watch those entertainment
Yes.
television. This is politics. This is people's lives you're playing with.
But
Stop.
Mhm.
I
This is
think
not
I think
funny.
this is what I feel like it happened, and it's just me. This is how I feel. I think all of our lives up until President Obama, I think everything was great. Everything was good. We were where we were supposed to be. We were doing well. Everything was good. So this black man who was formidable had the audacity
Audacity.
to run for president and win. And that took off a layer of that community that they just couldn't handle. Like it was, I had, I have experienced racism being from Mississippi. I've marched, I've experienced it. So when it's, I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it sounds like in behind the words. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
know
mm-hmm.
every crevice of it. So as it was like the mask had come off. It was like these people have been walking around with a mask on for all these years.
No, there was
And
no
to
micro. Everything was macro.
and and today when he became the president, it was like just mass just revealed who they were, because it was just, we can't be who we are anymore, because now we have to be who we really are. And it was just so crazy to me. So ever since then, and when he got reelected, I think they took it to another level. So when Trump came along, it didn't matter. Trump, it could have been Mickey Mouse Trump. And the people were going to vote for him because the people in the woods, the people in the
Mm-hmm,
backwoods, they were coming
mm-hmm.
out. Because now we got somebody that look like us. We got somebody that thinks like we think. We got somebody who doesn't care like we don't care. We just don't want any more Democrats in for doing this, right?
No, it wasn't Democrats.
It was a
It
black man. It
was
was a white
the
It was a
last year.
black man.
American
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It was
realization
just,
that they had to now hold true to everyone,
yes,
to liberty and
yes,
justice for all, not for them,
for
to the
all.
American dream for Americans, not just for them, to
That's
access
right.
to good education for everybody, not just them. It kind Obama, like I don't know about you guys. I grew up in the suburbs of Jersey and then in the suburbs of South Georgia, right?
Hmm.
Generational wealth wasn't even a term that came up pre-Obama.
Ever, ever,
It wasn't a
ever.
talking point. It wasn't
No,
something Obama helped Black people on a global scale realize, "Oh, we can
do
participate
anything.
in this
We
to
can
that
do
degree."
anything.
We absolutely
I
can. It
love that
doesn't
the
have to
fact
stop at
that
CEO.
when my daughter, I love that when the fact when my daughter was growing up, he was the president. That's the first president she ever knew anything about. So her
Mhm.
world is like, well, then you can do that. Oh, you can do that. Okay. But I just feel like that's where it stemmed from. And I feel like it's just so much hatred. And even if Trump could take a moment and just be human and just think about what's really going on, you really want to tell women what to do with their bodies? Like they make people. Like we can't make people.
I mean,
He
but
don't
he's
care
been
nothing about
misogynistic
that.
and he's
He's free.
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
been liable
I
for rape.
know
So
that, but I'm just
he don't
saying
care
it's just
about what
insane.
women got to think or what they say because honestly, he's controlled women all his life with his money bag.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
But it's
somebody
just,
else who does that just, just been arrested 2 days ago, and I'm happy about it.
oh God.
And denied
And
bail.
then,
My
Oh
God, I
yeah,
yeah,
can't
twice.
wait.
I love that. Oh my
twice.
goodness.
Yes.
Talking about you
Lord have
celebrating a
mercy.
black man go to jail. Absolutely.
And
Pop the
I'll celebrate
champagne.
when the orange man go too.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It's really sad. It's really sad. And it's like I, I don't know. It's uncomfortable. I'll say that for the most part.
But wait, and you think it's uncomfortable now. Wait until
Hmm.
Kamala Harris becomes president. We're gonna be able to celebrate the inauguration, this, all the other. But at the end of the day, on the 21st, we
Yeah.
better be ready, lockstep, because she's gonna need all the support from our community, the men and the women.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, the level. But here's the other thing I want Black women to understand: the level of violence y'all are going to be subjected to in the next
Mm.
4 years, or 4 to 8 years, but probably
Hmm.
even longer. I want y'all to understand there will be repercussions of Kamala Harris presidency, and they're telling you right now, not even silently, they're boldly telling you what they want to, what they think of you, what they want to do to you, how they value you.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I want y'all to understand when people sit here and say that, oh, protect Black women, I want y'all to really keep that energy, not just some hashtag on the internet, because
No,
Black
it
women are
has
going to
Yeah.
need
to.
us.
Malcolm X said that the most disrespected and unprotected human being in America is the Black woman.
And that
And
is true today.
I
That is
do
true.
believe, specifically Black men, as the owner of a Black man husband myself, I do believe that y'all's job is to make it back home, right? You know what I mean? Don't
Hmm.
protect at the expense of. Please use your head, right? That's not what
Yeah.
anybody is talking to. But if you have the opportunity, specifically at the polls during this time, if you have the opportunity to be your sister's keeper in a way that allows you to make it back home, please do it. You know what I mean? We aren't offended. Okay. You could hold that telling us to smile though. Keep that and just protect us. Start off by protecting us with that. Stop telling us to
Yeah.
smile. And
Wait a minute.
then
What is Cece saying? She said she saw an update today. The Springfield, Ohio Trump supporter who claimed Haitians are eating pets recently discovered her pet cat, Sassy, hiding in her own basement alive. They said she ate her cat?
No,
no, that
so they're
lady was
talking about the
saying that
Haitians.
somebody
So the woman
Yeah.
who spread the rumor, apparently, I guess she found her cat in the basement and been lying this
Yeah.
whole time. It's giving Carolyn Bryant. We understand what happens when white women lie. So
and also that cat was running away from her. Okay. She,
probably.
she
I
was
no,
probably running into the
I
arms of
can't
a
with the
Haitian for
I cannot
protection.
with the cat and dog situation. I can't with the cat and dog situation. It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And they usually don't like to talk about it either because when I bring it up on my posts, they usually get away.
Look, I didn't do any content on the whole cats and dogs
Cats
thing because
and
I didn't
dogs.
want to give any more air to it. I know a lot of people were making like the jokes and stuff like that and the
I
Hmm.
did.
remixes. And some of it's funny, but at the end of the day, I found like it's gonna probably do more harm than good because it's
Yeah.
still spreading. And a lot of people, I didn't hear about this until the debate.
Mhm,
Until Trump said it out his mouth, I didn't hear anything about Springfield, Ohio, and what was going on over there until he said it.
I didn't
And
either.
I
I
know
had no
John
idea.
Legend
that's
was
where I
confused.
have an
How y'all
issue
know
with
where I'm from? Where y'all come from?
Yeah.
like,
That was
and I think
crazy.
that's where I was like, I'm not doing no content around it. I'm not going to be giving no air to any of this because it's going to cause more harm than good. Because the
Yeah.
problem is, people believe the first thing they see,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
especially when it comes to people saying that, oh, Kamala don't have no policy. It's not on her website. Child, go to her website. She's got
It's
all
very
her
much there.
policies listed. You can
On the
read
It's
them,
right
website.
there.
But
and they're
you got
actually
to read them. You got to go and you got to read them. That's what
who
you got to
doesn't
do.
want $50,000 for closing costs on their first time home? Because I don't own a home, I'm in an apartment right now. Okay, I ain't have the
Exactly.
capital to put the money down in order to get a lower interest rate. I ain't got it. I've been
That
sewing
lady
this
said
money into the
50,000. I
apartment and
said,
getting
please,
nothing out of it.
please tell me where to sign up, Kamala girl.
Yes.
Because
I'm talking about for
Please.
real child
that
tax
is
credit. Oh my goodness! And the people who are currently pro-life, she's offering a child tax credit 6,000 for the first year of the
first.
child, you know, first year of the child's
Yes.
life. How is
These
that
people
not
must not
pro-life?
know how
What are we talking
expensive
about? That's incentive
daycare is.
to have that baby. That's
Because
hope. Babies are
what it
expensive.
takes, babies are expensive. The milk
Babies are
keeps
expensive.
coming, diapers
Daycares are
changing.
expensive.
Daycare is ridiculous. And it's
My
more
nephew
expensive
just
when
got
you take
quoted.
a little baby. When you take a newborn, when you got to go to work after 6 weeks, that
That's what
right
I
there
told my
is
nephew.
$500 a week.
Talk about
They just
paid family
quoted my
leave. Let's talk about
nephew
that.
$2,200. His mother $2,200 a month.
Yeah, I thought it was 25,000 for the first time home buyers. It's 50.
I think it's fear. Hold on, let me double. No, 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 wait.
No,
It's 50
it's
for the
20.
small business owners.
It's 50
It's
for the
Okay, it's
small.
25,000 for home.
25
25,000.
Yeah.
for
Yes.
the
Okay. Yeah.
down payment of the home. Now, also, sidetrack, if y'all are first time home owners or buyers and you're looking to do that and you're in need of down payment assistance and you're not in a rush to buy your home, you can go through the NACA program as well. NACA will give
Okay.
you about it's free. They will cover closing costs and down payment.
Okay.
So you
Good.
have to go through their program. NACA was founded during the Black Panther era because this gentleman noticed the discrepancy in home loans and all of that. And so they've been helping get people of color in homes since round about the Fred Hampton days. But as long as you're not in a rush, it's a slow process, anything free is
Mhm.
slow. But they will pay 100% of your down payment as well as 100% of closing costs.
That's
No,
good to
when you bring
know.
up that, because I actually know about that program. I think you just the only stipulation you just got to be in that house for 4 years plus. I think.
Yes, you can't it cannot be income. You can
Mhm.
unless it is they do have a multifamily as well. Now for the multifamily, you have to sit through like a landlord class. They'll teach you how to be a landlord. You do have to be in the house as a active living resident for at least 4 years. And then you can
Okay.
reapply for that program. I do believe it's every 10 years. So they are quantifying first time homeowner as somebody who has not purchased a home in the last 10 years.
Okay.
Mhm. But this is the thing that I want us as a community to understand is that when we're talking about resources and stuff like that, or what are people doing, or what do I have available to me, there's a lot of funding and a lot of programs that are available to us that we just don't know about.
Just don't.
We
We
just
just
don't
don't
know
know
about.
about.
We don't know
Can
how
you
to
tell?
access
Can
this
you say this
information.
so I can put the link in there, Elle? Can you
Oh,
put the
okay.
link
I'm
in
gonna
there?
I'm gonna pull it up for you. I can't join the chat. It wasn't letting me
Okay.
log in, but I'm gonna
You can
give
put
it
it
to
in the
you.
But
private
go.
chat and then she can copy it over.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at you. Come on, smart. Let me
Okay,
do
Kenny,
that.
go ahead and finish what you're saying. I'm
But
sorry
no, because
for
this is the
interrupting you.
situation. When people sit here and talk about, oh, Democrats, this and that and the other. Look, I ain't gonna say the Democratic Party is the perfect party. Shit, there's nobody that's perfect on this planet, child.
Mhm.
Everybody got their
Mhm.
own issues, but they're imperfectly perfect for me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Look, they
Yes.
are a
Absolutely.
means to an end, and I'm using them to get what the hell I need. Okay, we have to understand that we have to play chess, not checkers. And this is going to be a long process. The things that we're fighting for, we may not even see come to fruition in our lifetime, but I'm sowing those seeds for the next generation of children. I'm not
Amen.
so selfish that I only want it to be for me. And I draw a hard line in the sand of playing this game of all or nothing. I'm going to end up with exactly that, nothing. So when people are sitting here talking about, because there was an interview that was just done, Kamala Harris did the interview with I think the black journalist,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the reparations question came up. A lot of
Yeah.
people are saying,
Mhm.
well, Kamala Harris support reparations. I want y'all to understand that it's not just her words, it's her actions. Kamala Harris was one of the co-sponsors on Sheila Jackson's Lee's HR 40, which is the study of reparations. Nobody
Mhm.
tells us exactly how we're going to implement it. So it's going to have to start off with a plan
Mm-hmm.
on how we can implement it. We got to start off with a study first in order to implement anything.
Did she work with Governor Newsom in California?
I don't know if she. No, I don't think she worked with Governor Newsom as far as that policy. I think that's all him on that. But I
Okay.
know that when she was a senator, she was actually a co-sponsor on Sheila Jackson's lead
Mm-hmm.
HR 40, which originally was spearheaded by John Conyers back in 1990. So he was the
Mhm.
first person to introduce HR 40, which is a study of reparations. But with that, Kamala Harris has done so many things for the Black community. When it came to that first year with passing the American Rescue Plan and she was bringing tie-breaking vote, they allocated $4.2 billion for Black farmers, which was challenged by a former Trump aide in the court system. Then it went all the way up to the Supreme Court. They struck it down as unconstitutional. This was a former
Mm-hmm.
Trump aide, you guys, a Republican, by the way. You would think that, oh, well, we're just going to give up. We're not going to do anything. In the Inflation Reduction Act, they also was able to allocate another $2.5 billion with the USDA. So that way they could file for discrimination funding. And Black farmers
Mm.
were able to get the money that way. You don't just give up just because some things are happening. But I want Black people particularly to understand what constitutional muster means. We have to have policy that is inclusive enough that will actually include everybody so it
Mm-hmm.
will
Right.
not be challenged in court. We understand the disparities. We understand where we are lacking certain funding or lacking
Mhm.
certain resources. We can implement policies that are targeted for the Black community. But one policy isn't just going to benefit just us alone. We are the
Mm-hmm.
foundation of this nation. We built it.
Right.
Any policy that benefits Black people, it benefits all people. Look at affirmative action. Who benefited most from affirmative actions? White women. And now that
Mhm.
affirmative action has been shut down, we have been seeing when it comes to college students, unfortunately, even though child, they done fucked around and
Huge
found
difference.
out.
Mm-hmm.
When they rallied with those
Mm-hmm.
Republicans to take down affirmative actions, unfortunately, those Asians, they thought they were in the proximity of whiteness.
Yep.
Oh, especially
Unfortunately,
that Asian man who spearheaded it, who
child, when
was
I tell you, they
could not wait to tell you that he was first generation American, and I've
I
seen first.
know.
Oh, I hate
And
him. I
nothing.
hate
But they
him.
fucked around and found
And
out
not.
now
And now
there has
he's
been a
devastated.
decrease of Asians being accepted into
Yes.
these colleges.
5%.
How about that? How about that?
What? What's up? What's happening?
What
I
Did you
thought
help
we
your
just got
people?
there not on our laurels, not on our education, not on our GPA, not on our SAT. We got
but
there
they
because
felt like
we were just a
but they
diversity pick.
but they felt like they were on the right side. They felt like they weren't that diversity. They were
Yeah,
on
well,
that it
because
was something
generally
different.
speaking, that is how they feel. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's how
that
they
is
feel. They
how they
went
feel.
on their
It's called
side. Yeah.
I've
illusion
got
of inclusion. That's what it's called. Illusion of inclusion. Child,
Yes.
because they think they got that that complexion for protection. Okay.
Child, hell
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Okay.
it's really not, it's not included. A vote for Kamala is a vote for inclusion. And I don't, and I think, like you said, for us, if it benefits us, it benefits everybody.
Exactly.
Absolutely everybody.
But I
I
want
think
people to
that's the
understand,
difference we have with
don't
JD
draw
at
the
the
line
bar.
at reparations. How the hell do we expect them to cut us a damn check when they
I
don't
was
even
just about
believe
to
we have the right to exist, live, or be?
I was just about to say, I was listening to you today, and I was like, Kenny has, I was like, I listened to it twice, and I was like, he has never been more right than this moment. You don't even want us to just even be here to tell you anything to do. How you think somebody gonna cut us a check because something that our ancestors did, or just what we deserve? Do you feel
Listen,
like we don't deserve anything?
these people take their boats to Lake Lanier every summertime, and then they hang Christmas lights up in the hello, they jet skiing over the people that they have drowned out. You feel what I'm
Exactly.
saying? They actively
Exactly.
won't give just the people of Tulsa their
No.
reparations. Forget slavery, just the Tulsa bombings. They
Just to
won't give
tell
them that.
somebody.
They are we ain't getting it. Okay. They are actively, I don't know if y'all saw, this might have been like 2 years ago. It was a black girl. Her grandparents left her a house in Sag Harbor.
Hmm.
They owned it flat out. She don't have nothing but the taxes. She gets in there and starts fixing up the house. These people have hit her with every injunction, every stop. They were literally trying to bankrupt this girl. Y'all seen the
They were
movie
trying to
Beauty
take her
Shop?
house, weren't they?
Yeah.
What?
I
Y'all seen the
saw
movie
that. I think I saw
Beauty
this.
Shop where the
Yes.
white guy kept coming to Queen Latifah's
Yeah,
shop and
yeah,
giving her basically it was that. They kept coming and giving her citations. She wasn't wrong. They were burying her in paperwork. They were burying her in legalities. She ended up getting out from up under it. But this is my point, and that's just one person. That's
yeah,
one person with one piece
yes.
of land. You think they gonna make it possible
Hmm.
for all descendants of slavery? It's
But here's the
not.
thing: when we have, well, what protections are we going to have set in place to protect us when they try to comfort us, even if they were to imaginary, even if they did
Oh
give
Mhm.
us
Lord.
reparations? They burned down Black Wall Street. What protections are we going to have? And you have a president, Donald Trump, who says if he gets in office, he's going to give police full immunity to do
Full
whatever the hell
immunity.
they want to
That is
us.
so scary. That is so,
I
and
don't even know how you would codify
look at what's
something like
going
that.
on. Look
They
at what's
are
going on
scared of
right
us.
now. Look at what's going on now with like Tyree Nichols. Right? That those people were wrong in everything that they
Mhm.
did. And the fact that those people could get off for just taking someone's life because they felt like he was smoking something is
I'll do you
crazy.
one better.
We're on a
That's a
tour.
recent story. I'll do you one better. 1972. My grandfather walks into a bar. The bar was crooked. They was running, they was gambling or whatever. And there was a crooked cop on the police force who was owed some money by one of the patrons of the store. Not my granddad, one of the patrons. They walk out. The crooked police officer walks over to my grandfather, who is crouched on the side. So kneeled down on the side of a car, holding the car handle with his right hand. The cop walks over to him and says, "Do you have my money?" My grandfather, like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Told you if you didn't have my money next time I was going to unalive you." They shoot and kill my grandfather in the head, execution style, 1972. And y'all know I love a receipt, so I got the receipts. The police department admits that they unalived my grandfather, that it was a mistake, that the police department was at fault for it. Okay.
Mm.
Of course, my grandmother sues all of this. Once it becomes a big deal, they issue a public redaction in the paper and make up a whole lie. By the time they went to court, my grandfather was robbing the bar. And well, he was with the
Oh
robbers of the bar
wow.
because that's what they got called there for. It was a robbery, but then the bar was also bad. Because my grandfather had his hand on the car when they issued the redaction, which is a lie, they listed my grandfather as the getaway driver of the bar robbers. So they
Oh my
shot
God.
him because he was getting ready. not even
That
registered to the car that he was touching. This is in 1972. They printed in the paper an actual apology to my black man grandfather, who, when I tell you, ambiguously black.
fast forward to 2024, we make up things about people eating cats and dogs just because we want to be heard.
Just because.
Y'all get out there and vote. 20 people, 30 people at a time, whatever you got to do. You got to vote blue all the way down the ballot. It's got to be Democrat down the ballot, because what I just get so tired of is, well, what are they going to do? They can't do anything. It,
Anything.
prayerfully, when Kamala becomes president, if she has a Republican House and Senate, you are still going to be talking about, well, she's not doing anything. We got her in the
Mm-hmm.
White House because you did not vote Democrat. She cannot do it. I have put it up on my stories. She cannot do anything if she doesn't have the backing to do it. And you see what they're doing. Look at the IVF situation.
You want to
That
see
doesn't even,
change, you got to give her the backing.
you
You
got to
have
give her the
to.
backing if you
Just
want
like
to
you
see
had to
change.
give it to Obama.
You
This is not
have to
new.
give her
Michelle
the
Obama
backing.
was on the campaign trail for his second presidency, saying this. If y'all want to see change, y'all have it. Can't. It's not just him that you have to vote for. And we're saying it again. It's not just Kamala. We have to vote down the ticket. We have to keep voting.
And I'm going to say this because we're going to have to get ready to go in a few minutes. But this right here, what Carol says, it's dangerous even to be a poll worker now. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that it's a problem and people are
Yeah, he
even
said he
saying
gonna
that,
go after poll workers. He gonna arrest everybody who he
But did you
feels.
see the
that is
the
insane.
the hold on, the election workers? That's not what they were called in the media, but they got those suspicious packages in like
Hmm.
various states. It was on the news this morning. It was election workers, people who were excited to work for the elections in like it was like South Dakota, Michigan, Rhode
Well,
Island. They
how did
had
they
the
get your
map for
address?
ABC. I had to get into the story. Literally, I was walking out of the room and I was like, hold on. And I came back and I got the little sound bite, and thus I could Google something.
Hmm.
But yeah, they're sending suspicious packages. So it's
It's just unfair. And if you want change, you're gonna have to vote for change. You're gonna have to vote for it. It can't be the opponent. It
mm-mm.
cannot be red. It has to be blue. And I hope that tonight has helped you all with a lot of things. I did not want to go any further without having a conversation, because these conversations are so important.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what else to say, but
I'm just
vote
gonna say
blue.
this to everybody watching: put your prejudice and put your pride to the side, regardless of how
Hmm.
you feel about Vice President Kamala Harris. Whether you like the fact that she's a black woman, whether you like the fact that she was a former prosecutor, regardless if you like the fact that she, whatever. Put your pride aside and think about yourself. Think about your children. Think about your family. Think about your sister, your mother. Think about your sister, your daughter, the people that are coming up after you. What future are you leaving them?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You got to think
yeah,
about those things, because the very seed that, if you choose the sideline and your children ask you, where were you during
Mm-hmm.
2024 if you could have prevented this? And you say, well, I just didn't feel like voting for that lady.
yeah.
What,
Did
what,
you
what?
see that girl who she died because she was not
She was
able
denied.
to,
She
she
was
was
denied.
denied.
She took an
Mm,
abortion pill, and they
yes,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately the fetus was still there, and it was just dissolving,
yeah,
and it was poisoning her. So she went to the
yes.
hospital trying to get them to remove it, and they refused,
And they
and
refused
she
to do it,
died.
and she lost her life.
And
Like,
she was a
that is
healthcare worker.
insane. That
Mm-hmm.
is
She was a healthcare worker
insane.
too.
She was. I didn't know
She's a
she. I didn't.
healthcare worker.
I just want to read you guys
Oh
this
my
real quick. This came out of Jefferson City, Missouri. The FBI and the U.S. Postal Inspection Services on Tuesday were investigating the origin of suspicious packages that have been sent to or received by election officials in more than 15 states. There was no immediate reports of injury or that any packages actually contain hazardous material. The latest packages were sent to election officials in Alaska, Colorado, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Missouri, New York, Rhode Island, and Mississippi. Authorities reported the packages were delivered there on Monday. And the Connecticut Secretary of State's office said the FBI alerted it of its packages and they were intercepted.
This is crazy. This is
Well,
wild, y'all.
this ain't nothing new. You know, back in the day
Anthrax.
when then Senator Kamala Harris was a senator when she first got elected, they sent pipe bombs to her, Maxine Waters, I think Hillary
Ooh.
Clinton for some reason. Her ass wasn't even in office. I don't know what the hell they was thinking about. She lost, but hell, they were just sending pipe bombs to everybody they felt was a threat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And before it was pipe bombs, it was anthrax back
Anthrax
like the
Anthrax.
scared the
Yeah,
hell out of
second
me.
that was wild.
they had me
Anthrax.
scared of that anthrax, baby. I'm not gonna
Anthrax
lie
is
to you.
They
crazy.
talk about
Anth-
instant death. I'm like, oh,
oh Lord, you can't even open a
Anything
letter
that
like.
looked
And
dusty, I was like, oh
I think that's
like
what
I
people
don't
start
know
doing
if
stuff
this is
online. They just be
flour.
saying that
baby,
was
I they
crazy.
they had me. I was their number
Yeah,
one
anthrax
demographic. I
was
was
wild.
scared back in the
That
day.
was a wild time. That was a wild time.
That was what, the
So,
early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah,
yes,
that was
yes,
and
that's
not
when we start
after.
paying all our bills online. Point blank in the period.
Okay.
Cause I was like, what is going
And
on
here's the
right
other
now?
thing, people. If you guys are scared about going to the polls, you don't want to wait in lines, try to vote early. The lines are just so short. I just breeze on by. Or if you
Mm-hmm.
can't do that, you can't vote in person, request for absentee ballot.
Yeah.
I voted absentee when I first moved to when I moved up to Maryland. I was still a registered voter in North Carolina, so I had to request for an absentee ballot
Hmm.
and I had to vote.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had. That's what I have. I have
October
that with me now
21st,
because I
most
am
will be
in
open.
North Carolina, so I have mine with me. I got mine before I left.
It's
Baby,
easy. And the
I
good thing
It's
about
live
it is
very
if
in
you're
easy.
scared of your husband and you don't want him to know, girl, you got
Yeah,
time to fill out that ballot by yourself in the car. You got
and
to
go
tell
about your
nobody.
business.
My
tell them you
Yeah,
goodness.
going to Chick-fil-A, okay?
Yeah, I got
Fill it
exactly.
out in the car.
proud. I'm in the Chick-fil-A line waiting for your food, girl. Just fill out that absentee ballot, fill it in, put it in the mail. Say, oh, I got to go to the post office real quick. I got to drop something off. Boom, boom, boom. He don't
And
got
then
to
you're
know.
done.
And if you
Well,
don't know anything about the candidates and stuff like that, I love an absentee ballot because it gives you time to look their asses up.
Baby.
yes, and it gives you. And at this point, you need to know about all the candidates. But if you don't, just Google policies because that's a big thing for people. They
Listen,
want to
you
know
could go
policies.
if you want to, you know what I'm saying? Do you like being black with the freedoms that you have today? Because they going away. Amen. Do you like sending
Period.
your baby to free public school? Because that's finna get up on out of here. Okay.
Woo.
Do you like being able to go get your pads and all of that when you get it? And ain't nobody up in your little Hello Kitty. If you like them freedoms, then I suggest you like to vote for somebody that's not Donald Trump. Okay. Because if you
Exactly.
thought homeschooling was bad during COVID, imagine what happens when the only options for your school, your kids, is private or Montessori. Okay.
Mm.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I am a teacher. Like I am a teacher for 11 years. When my daughter was homeschooled, I did not know what to do. That was the wildest time in America for me. I was like, this is crazy. I taught children for 11 years. Why don't you know how to do your work?
I don't know what that COVID learning was putting y'all through because y'all be the PTSD that be on y'all, and I just be sitting here 6 years in the homeschooling, like,
Ain't
huh?
no way. God makes people like you for those types of things. Cause people like me, I can't do it. I would have. I just cannot do it. It would
This
be
got to
no,
be the
ma'am.
patience of Job because this ain't my normal factory setting,
Honey, my
baby. I
baby would
don't
be
like
working.
talking to people.
My baby be working now at this point. I dropped out of school because I couldn't do it. I was like, Lord. I mean, I would do what I had to do, but it's tough. It's tough.
She's
So
legally
y'all,
finished. She can legally finish at 16. So if
you
she's ready, then
homeschool
she'll
mothers,
she'll be
you
done.
homeschool fathers, I give it to you. Y'all are fantastic. But
Mm-mm.
with that being said, you all vote for yourself in this election.
Mm.
Okay. And I like to thank Elle. Elle, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Just El Mirasaki here on YouTube. My latest live was with Simone Redwine. We broke down the whole Diddy case. So if you want to get into that, I'm on Instagram at Just El Mirasaki. I'm currently getting torn to shreds, baby. Them people hated my opinion of Tyler. Okay, I don't know if y'all ever been yelled at by 3.5 million people at the same time, but baby, they called me everything but L.
Where
Amen.
was this?
They, on Twitter, they told me I was broke. They told me I needed a man.
Oh, I
I need
saw
Um,
to go
that.
watch
they
that
told me
video
I
and figure
didn't
out
like
what did
Tyler.
you. I got to figure out what you said about Tyler.
They said I
Yeah.
didn't like Tyler because I was used to sexy red. Okay, but if you want to join the beat up gang over there on Twitter, it's El Mirasaki because Jess is too long.
Okay, Kenny.
Hey, it's your boy Too Raw Too Real. You can follow me on everything from TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. That's where I really stay at, is Twitter and them X streets. Okay. I might be able to help you out a little bit, at least steer the conversation away from you. Well, but nah, you can
We'll
follow me
stop
on
doing
there.
this.
All I do is give political commentary, give you my opinion, but also give you the facts with receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Because we like to source our sided pages. Okay, we don't play those games. Okay, we don't live off of just he said, she said. Let's get to the facts. Let's get to the figures. And you can follow
Right.
me
Giving
on
very
there,
much
y'all.
MLA format,
And
Period.
AKA.
I'm here as Millie Chun TV on YouTube, Millie Channel 8, and Millie Chun on TikTok, and Millie Chun on Instagram. And I want to thank the chat for being here. I hope you heard something that you haven't heard before that you can take away with you. Thank you to Elle and Too Raw Too Real. I appreciate you all and your expertise. And I just thank you for just even being a part of this. So, with that being said, everybody have a good night, and I will talk to you all later.
And work on your voter plans.
Yes,
Make a
people
plan,
in the
See
grab a
y'all
call.
friend.
then.